So, haven't made a video in a while. I've had a lot of exams lately. One of the things I've noticed in college is it seems like all the exams like to show up at the same time. Mainly because, of course, all the classes start the same week, so of course all the exams are going to be about the same week. So yeah, I've been too busy with that to make videos. I only have one more exam left. But yes, what I want to start off saying is if you ever wondered if I was, what side I was on the racism debate, and if I was really telling the truth when I said I wasn't on a side, and if you were wondering that I was secretly on Skeptical Heretic's side, he blocked me. Yep, I've been blocked by Skeptical Heretic. Still a little pissed off about it, but yeah, Skep blocked me. I've been blocked. I never used ad hominem or called anybody names, so don't really know why I've been blocked. I've just been blocked. Mofo. You know what I'm saying? Alright, on to the meat of what I want to say. Probably should have prepared, but I forgot, and it's pretty simple stuff. For me, anyway. Basically, what I think about ethics, I'm not gonna... I can't really get too far into it because it's difficult. Like, I don't know if I'll ever come to a point where I'll say, I've figured out ethics, I've figured it all out, just no more to it, just watch my video on ethics, and that's where the answers are. That's not going to happen because ethics is too damn hard. But the first point that's really important to me is that I'll say what I don't like and what I like. What I don't like is how ethics, since Christianity kind of took over the West, ethics has been seen as do's and don'ts. You shouldn't do it. This. And it's mostly in the don'ts. It's mostly in don'ts. Don't do this. It's morality seen as mostly in terms of restrictions. You know, and these restrictions are often ridiculous. Like, they're not based off of you know, just autonomy and stuff like that. They're just dumb stuff. Like, you can't do gay stuff ever, or you'll be sent to fairyland or onto a fairy land world that doesn't exist called hell, well, you will burn. Or you shouldn't party all the time, which I think you should if you want to. There's nothing moral about it. They tend to throw things in the don't category that aren't even moral questions. Like, having sex before marriage is not a moral question at all, in my opinion. In fact, overall, what I think morality should be about, I think morality should be about happiness. What will make the most people happy and what will make me happy. That's why lately I've been trying to combine, I guess you could say, utilitarianism and ethical egoism. Because to me, I want to find as much certainty in ethics as possible. So, and success, doing well, happiness, all seem to be pretty good indicators. And I think ethical egoism and utilitarianism both seek out that certainty, and I think they could counter each other really well. Objectivists, for objectivists, it's probably just better to just call it ethical egoism for you, because in the objectivist sort of sphere, if you follow your interest rationally, as in like it's not, when it comes to objectivism, it's not, if I think it's good for me, I should do it. It's more of a, if I think it's good for me, I should think about it first to make sure it actually is. And according to them, if everybody does that, then then everyone will be better off. But everyone being better off isn't the main thing. The main thing is you being happy. But for those who aren't objectivists, it's better to think of it in terms of a counterbalance between utilitarianism and ethical egoism. Which of course have a different orientation, because with this, it's not just primarily what will make me happy. Okay, doing this thing which will help everybody will make me happy, so that's good. It's more of a what will make me happy and what will make everybody else happy as a goal. So it is pretty different. And another way of putting it is do what will make the most people happy, as well as trying as your darndest to never violate other people's autonomy and their search for their own happiness, and that you should only violate said autonomy if such person is violating the autonomy of others. So if you're walking down and you see a guy and he's violating the autonomy of a woman by, like sexually harassing her and just being a jerk, he's violating her autonomy. So I think his autonomy is a little lessened. And in fact, on utilitarian grounds, it'll create more happiness for the woman for you to stop this person than the amount of happiness the rapist or whatever would have gotten. It'll increase your own happiness too, because I do believe in compersion. I think we should really, I think people in general should really look up compersion and sort of understand it, and not in the original swinger sense, but in a broad sense. And what I mean by this is that when you save the woman, you feel good that she feels good. That's basically what compersion is. It was invented by swingers, so that it's supposed to be the opposite of jealousy. It's sort of where, like, if you're in a group relationship, when you see your favorite girlfriend with another guy, you feel happy so long as she's happy. I like to make see this feeling as broader than that. Something more akin to you're happy when you see other people happy. So it's sort of a mutual thing. So that's sort of kind of where the utilitarian and ethical egoist combination come from. And it's not, and compared to Christianity though, and normal morality in general, it's not a theory of don't do these things. It's more of a, if you want to be happy, if you want to increase happiness, you should do these things, and that it's really rational to do these things. It makes sense, reasonable sense, to want to increase the happiness of those around you, and also to see your happiness as something sacred. To see your happiness as something that you'd want to do, or you'd want to increase. So whatever makes you happy, you should do that, so long as you respect everyone else's autonomy. And you should also attempt to do things that you think will increase the happiness of society as a whole, even if it takes effort from you. So you should, if it doesn't really decrease your happiness that much, if it doesn't decrease your pleasure that much to help people, then you should do it. Like if you're rich and you won't miss a few mil, you should just give out the few mil, or you probably better yet, use that few mil to build businesses in an area where there's not enough businesses, where there's like high unemployment and stuff, because that will increase your happiness and their happiness, because now they're not getting just one big injection of wealth. They now have the means to create their own wealth. That's the libertarian in me popping through and saying, how's it going? Are y'all talking ethics in here? Well, let me tell you about some libertarian stuff. But yeah, that's my view. It shouldn't be about restricting. It should be about trying to live the good life and trying to help other people live the good life too. Because if other people live in a good life, it's much easier for you to live the good life and flourishing and stuff. So yeah, I think this has probably sort of been my view my whole life. It's just that the older I've gotten, the more I've been able to concretize it and stuff. And it's also why I kind of left religion in general. Not all religion, but there's certain sects of Christianity that I can't stand. I went to a Baptist church and I just about puked. It was so utterly disturbing what I witnessed in that Baptist church. Grown men bowing down, putting their heads on the ground, saying sorry for all the bad things they did, and being humble and showing humility. It's gross. That's not what men should. That's not what people should be doing. You shouldn't bow your head down and just come close to crying, saying sorry God for all the bad things I've done. You shouldn't be so humble and just self-emulate yourself so much to where you put your head on the ground in a bowing position, praying for forgiveness for being crap. But how does that increase your pleasure? What's pleasurable about that? how does that make you happier? That's my point. Am I a hedonist? Yes, I am, to a point. I'm sort of a rational hedonist. And I recognize other people, and I believe that allowing them to be hedonists too will help me. So it's really about pleasure and happiness and material well-being. And to me, humility, small amounts of humility can be good. You don't want to lie or overextend how awesome you are. Like you shouldn't act like you're really great at basketball if you suck at basketball. It's probably better for your pleasure if you simply admit openly and be honest that you suck at basketball. And that's one thing I noticed too, is that for the most part, honesty and stuff like that leads to your own pleasure. Lying, cheating, and stealing. So that's the thing with ethical egoism too, that you have to recognize. And it also fits in with the utilitarian counterbalance that I think is really important, is that lying, cheating, and stealing will not lead to your own pleasure. It'll lead to your own pleasure in the short run,